percentage on that?
He's running the bases today, so we'll know more after that, but that's another big step. He's been hitting, work on defense yesterday, so running the bases today, that's a positive.
How are you going to line up your pitching after that day off?
We're going to talk about it today, and we'll map it out.
Do you plan to keep Giolito, etc., on the 4 days of rest, or is that one of the things you're discussing?
We'll talk about it today. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did Roman's treadmill walking go?
I guess he went well. Yeah, but he's still sore. Yeah, not much there.
Sigue el plan de que Wilyer juegue en la serie contra los Atléticos.
Durante la semana. Sí.
Ceddanne obviously struck out on some pitches outside the zone yesterday in big spots. Like, what are you seeing different from him than was opposed to at the end of the first half?
He's been missing his pitches. Although yesterday I thought it was a step in the right direction, the ball he pulled for a hit, and then the last one he hit to right field. That was good. 3-2 count, right? Chase a changeup, and it felt like it feels like he's been in between the whole week in Oakland before the off day yesterday in the first at bat. So talked to him yesterday. I say, hey man, try to be ready early, even if you feel uncomfortable. Like give yourself time to see the ball, and that's something Manny always talk about. It like we as hitters, we always talk about our hands and our triggers and all that. And one thing Manny always mentions is like if you don't see the ball, you're not gonna hit it. So how you see the ball? And he'll go through these questions, and it's like, no, you answered whatever, and he's like, no, it's not that. Just be early, give yourself more time to see the ball. And that's what we're trying to accomplish. And hopefully yesterday, I do believe it was a step in the right direction, but we have to take it to the game tonight.
Alex, you have a lot of young guys that haven't been in these pressure-packed games. Yankees in town, national TV. Do you get a sense that your guys are pressing a little bit, maybe a little nervous?
No.
Alex, how big is it when you have a guy like Crochet, to start a game, when the team's been stumbling a little bit?
Oh, it's important, and throughout the season, he's been, his pitch, especially early in the season when we were going up and down, right? Seems like he always had that big one, after losing 3 or 4, whatever. So it's good to have him on the mound.
How much do you think he's, you've got a lot of young pitchers that you're bringing up. How much has he been an influence on those guys, if only with his work ethic?
Yeah, it's very important. Something we talked, when we signed him, and something he was looking forward to it, right? Kind of like, this is your staff, and I know Gio has time and Walker, he was part of this, has time, but, at the end, he's the guy, right? And as you saw in spring training, he was always available to his teammates, the way he works, and we got a lot of young guys around now, right? A lot of young pitchers, and you see them in the dugout. Seems like they gravitate towards him, which is very important.
Do you ever have to remind yourself that he's only 26 and only in his second
year? That's the thing, I'm answering the question. I'm like, well, he's still young, and this is kind of like his first full season, right, as a starter. But he's mature. He understands, what it means to be the ace of the Boston Red Sox, and we're very happy that he's here with us.
It's only early in Harrison. They've been here for about a week now, roughly. How do you feel they've adjusted to being in the heat of a playoff chase after being minors for most of the year?
I don't know, to be honest with you. You get your work in and you do all your stuff and you talk to them a little bit. So far so good. Regular Sunday watching football. And you just checking their phone for the fantasy football team. So, yeah. By the way, mine sucks.
Alex, a few months ago when you went to Milwaukee, you said that you will talk with Ceddanne about his hitting. What's the difference at that point with this point? What do you think?
When we talk about him pulling the ball, that's something, if you look at the numbers, as far as like fly balls, there's a lot of fly balls to center field compared to early in the season. He went from like 35% pull side to less than 30, and his fly ball percentage to center field is close to 50%. I believe. I look at the numbers last week. It's just hopefully this. Like I said, yesterday I like the at-bats. I thought he saw the ball well. We just got to continue to work with him.
¿Qué tú has visto diferente? Romy González realmente está bateando muy bien.
Romy, buen pelotero, man. Muy buen pelotero. Le da dura la bola, se da chance utilizando la banda contraria, tiene mucho poder. Ha madurado como bateador, ha hecho sus ajustes y se ha ganado la oportunidad de jugar a diario, vamos a ponerlo así. Buen jugador defensivo, buen corredor de base. De verdad que ha tenido una temporada sensacional, ¿verdad? Ya tiene como 50 carreras empujadas casi, ¿verdad? En el poquito tiempo que juega y ha sido uno de los mejores peloteros que hemos tenido esta temporada.
Toley and Early in particular, obviously we were talking a week or so ago about just managing their workload. You're still managing that, but also trying to win as many games as possible. How much of a challenge is that, and kind of how are you balancing that?
I mean, there's no balance, to be honest with you. Harry is available from the bullpen. He was available yesterday. We're trying to win as many games as possible, and they're part of it. All right, they're here for a reason because they're capable, and we'll use them, the way we think is going to help us win games.
When you talk about innings limits, workload, is Harrison in a different bucket than the other guys because he has major league time under his belt?
I believe so. We haven't had that conversation about him, so I think he's a full go.
Alex was saying last night, you can sense the guys being a little amped up for this series. How much does it help to have a guy like that who can kind of tap in and has that experience and can maybe talk to guys about an experience like this?
Yeah, it's very important, and you can tell. When I walked in today, he was already there, and every TV was on a football game, right? So just don't make it bigger than what it is. It's a 3-game series. We've been through this before. Tomorrow's going to be an off day, and we got to show up on Tuesday. So I think having him around, it really helps. The guys, they gravitate towards him. They talk to him about it, and that's one of the reasons he's here.
You've had veterans throughout the years here in Boston. What's the difference with him? It feels like he's had an even bigger impact than maybe some other guys who've been through here.
I think, obviously the core that was here, when I got here in 18, they were great. They knew what they needed to do and help young guys to go through this. Think about Rafi in 18, right? He didn't do well in the second part of the season. He got hurt, right? We sent him down, and then he came back, and that group helped him out. Out of that group, we always talk about JD, the impact he had. Especially obviously in the offensive side of it. He changed a lot of things. Then, we got JT, who did the same thing. And then now Alex, I think, is different compared to those two because he plays both sides of the ball, and that's probably the reason he has impacted this team more than those guys.
Eating first and third place, that's just in case being too aggressive with it.
Yeah, we talk about it. You make the decision. He made a decision. The one thing I told him, I said, if you go, just go. Because at one point he started looking back. Right. Obviously, Dominguez is an arm that we will challenge, but we're Fenway Park. And it's closer than in other stadiums. But we like running. He did it in Sacramento. He was very aggressive against Rooker. Right away, he took off. But in that one, I mentioned it to him. I say, hey, if you made the decision, you made the decision. Don't slow down. Don't look back. Try to get there. I don't know if he was going to get it, but, hey, we talk about situations. We're not going to second-guess the situation. We'll explain it, and we move on.
Chapman this month has seen a dip, relatively speaking, in velocity. What do you make of that?
Part of the season, man. It's how it works over 162 games.
Do you think that Guerrero is close to complete his rehab? Do you think
Who?
Guerrero, Luis Guerrero.
We'll talk about it. He's part of the roster. He's on a rehab assignment. We'll see where we're at. We're good. Thank you.